800 time.
Let's do it.
This race is a doozy to figure out. So you have Nigel Amos in there as the top seed, fastest time, 142.91 in Monaco, which he's won repeatedly throughout his career, but he's only he's only made one final, since the 2012 Olympics when he ran that 141 and finished runner up to Rhodesia. You have career in there, also fast time in Monaco. Clayton Murphy won the trials, ran 143 low, got the bronze medal from 2016. Marco Arop of Canada, third in Monaco. Jesus Lopez, who's run really well this year, took Brazier to the line, ran 143 mid. Ferguson Rocic, Michael Saruni, Patrick Dobick. You got Bryce Hoppel, who was fourth in Doha. We just don't know. No one here has put together the complete season, and then you add in the fact that it's the 800 and it's wild. This could be a 2017 type 800. I think it is going to be a 2017 type 800 where we have an unexpected race and a surprise winner.
So if you look at my rankings, they're not just my rankings; they're the FloTrack rankings.
Oh, let me see. I haven't looked at these. Do you have? Oh, Kenny
Have you looked at
Bednarik
these?
won in the 800. Okay, that's interesting.
I want to get your reaction to seeing the 800s for the first time. What are your thoughts?
Michael Saruni. Okay, that's a choice. Let's see. Well, read these through so everybody can.
Okay, I'll read it. So I have Michael Saruni 1, Clayton Murphy 2, Ferguson Rocic 3, Nigel Amos 4, Marco Arop 5, Corrier 6. I have Patrick Dobeck 7, Elliot Giles 8, Tuca 9, Lopez 10. So only one American in my top 10. I think Clayton Murphy is going to medal. I don't know if I can see him winning. I can see him getting second and third. I just don't see him getting fourth or worst. So I think Murphy is going to medal. I think Rocic has been very consistent. I think he's the most consistent runner this season. So that's why I put him as a medaler. I put Amos and Corrier on the outside looking in because while they're 142 guys right now, they could probably run 141 in a crazy race. I just don't see them putting it together in the third round of 3 races. They are really good at Diamond League type 800s. I don't think they're that really good in third round type races. So that's why I have Corrier 6 and Amos 4. And I look at Michael Saruni, and if you look at his season, it is
not much.
Pretty good.
Didn't race much.
It's pretty. He hasn't raced much, but let me bring up. Where is he?
He won the Kenyan trials.
His season's best is 70th right now, but he won the Kenyan trials, which is a win over Rocic and Corrier, 2 legitimately good guys.
Yeah.
And then he's been in it. He won the USATF Grand Prix. He got second in the Golden Games. He has been able to find ways to have a really good kick and put himself. I just feel like he's going to be like Pierre Boss. He's going to find a way in a slow 800 to kick in that final 200 and pull away from the field. He has the speed. We know what he can do. He splits 43s, 44s in 4x4s. And he won the Kenyan trials. Like, that means something.
I think we might need to go even farther off the board in terms of who could win this. I look back.
Really?
If we're going to go the parallels to 2017, Boss had only run 3 800s, and his season best was 144.7. He was just getting beat at Diamond Leagues. He was running him. He was fine. He wasn't falling off the face of the earth or anything like that. But it might come from someone even less credentialed than Saruni.
Well, Saruni's not even that credentialed. He hasn't really done much internationally yet. But so who are you thinking? Are you thinking of someone? Are you thinking of someone?
Saruni ran into Corrier when they were teammates at UTEP. I think that's a pretty good line item on your resume, and knocked him out of the NCAA championships. Am I thinking of anybody in particular? Does the name Isaiah Jewett ring a bell? No, I don't know. When you have Amos, who's really good at a Monaco type 800, which we don't think this is
Yeah.
going to be. But he's not good at rounds. As I mentioned, he's only made one final since
Yeah.
2012. Something always comes up. Either he doesn't make the final or he's a late scratch, doesn't stay healthy. Then you have someone like Murphy, who's really good at rounds, but we've seen the last couple races in Europe haven't gone well for him. So is there someone who's in between that? Is there someone who's in between the pretty good at rounds, but also able to run a good one off, and who would that person be? Is it like a Saruni or an Arop or a Lopez, or is there somebody else farther down the list? I don't know. I don't like I threw that out there without actually having anybody in
Okay.
mind.
I
But
mean, that person who's right halfway between both is Ferguson Rotich of Kenya. He
okay,
finds a way to be consistent in rounds. He makes finals, and he can run a fast 800 here or there.
yeah,
So that's why I have him as kind of meddling. I just think it's going to be heavy on the round runners and not heavy on the time
yeah,
trial runners. And I do
yeah,
think it would be different if Donovan Brazier was in this race. I think Donovan would pull in one of Courier or Amos to a medal. Because I think Donovan
yeah,
would have ran 142 in the final, a healthy Donovan, of course. And if that
yeah,
happened, then one of Rotich or Murphy just kind of gets in over their head and falls back to fourth or fifth, kind of like the 2012 final where Nick Simmons ran out of his mind, but there's just too much going up front to even be in the conversation for a medal.
yeah.
So
And listen,
without Donovan, I think we're just going to see the Sarunis and Murphys find ways to medal.
Boss wasn't the favorite at all in 17, and that era was all all the talk was Rudisha prior to that, and even after that a little bit. Hey, is he gonna be able to get back into form? But Boss was good. He was making finals. He was he was fourth at the Olympic Games in 2016, fifth in 2015, seventh in 2013. So to your point, just someone who's been knocking on the door in the mix, and then finally they take advantage when the race opens up. So he was fourth the year before he was world champion. Do you know who was fourth in 2019?
Who?
Bryce Hoppel.
Yeah, Hoppel. I don't. Hoppel would be a boss type move, because he has a little bit of the credentials. He's shown that he can run a fast 800, but his regular season has just been kind of shit for what he's used to been doing compared to what he did in 2019. So for him to all of a sudden, in the most important week of his training, he finds a way to get back to peak Hoppel. That would be very impressive.
Well, you're right. He was so consistent. And even into 2020, won U.S. indoors, ran that 143 in Monaco, was second to Brazier, ran out of gas a little bit. And then 2021 comes. He looks solid early season. He beats Saruni, gets third at the trials, 144-1, gets through, but then 11th in Monaco with a 147 and then 5th with a 145. I'm not counting him out, though, entirely. I'm not counting him out with
Well,
that
yeah, you
European
can't
jump.
count. It's the European. That's good. I just think it's the 800. The craziness is going to happen, and when I made my rankings, I predicted this type of craziness. I predicted the craziness of the two 142 guys in Amos and Courier not finishing top three. That was my path I chose, but I could be completely wrong. It could be a different path.
Kurt says if you go with Gordon methodology, Rocic has 4 times faster than Saruni and run 8 times for Saruni 4. So Gordon should choose Rocic. There you go. Change your pick. So Kenny Bednarik in this situation is Ferguson Rocic, and yet you're picking Michael Saruni, Noah Lyles. That's what he's saying.
When I did these types of things, talking about depth and stuff, I had different algorithms based on the event for what it's worth. I treated sprint events different from distance events. And 800 was a unique in between of both distance and sprint. So that's why it didn't come out the way it did. So just,
I think the bottom line
and I
here,
did a little bit of what?
nobody separated themselves. Nobody separated themselves. There's
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
you could argue, you could have a really, really long, unproductive argument about the men's 800, but it would be very long and very unproductive because you'd just be saying which 144 is better and this person beat this person, but also lost. It's a complete mess. The only one like indisputable fact you could say is Amos has the best time of the year. But if you want to pick Amos based on past results, then there's obviously a risk there as well too, because we know how